I think luxury is so much more than just nice things that we can buy. You can have money and still not have luxury. You can have a private jet and it may be luxurious by, whatever jet standards there are, but you still can enter that jet, fly in that jet, and still not live in luxury. I think luxury is the way you live and the way you set up yourself. The light just got flood. I wrote a couple of examples down so you can kind of see. For example, luxury is not having to edit out that little tidbit of thing I had to adjust. Another example of luxury is sleeping early to enjoy the morning. So this is two factors. The first factor is you have to have your self-discipline every night to get yourself in bed at a reasonable time so that you may wake up reasonably early the next morning. If you want to wake up at 5 and have an hour to read the Bible and then another hour and a half to go to the gym and then like another time after that to have a coffee, to talk with your loved ones and all that, that is a luxury, and you can't have that luxury without putting yourself under the bed sheets, at an early time, because if you don't, you're going to be tired during that, morning time. Even if you do wake up at like 5 a.m., it's a luxury to have that because you had to put some work in first. And I think that's a trend that we'll see across some of these other examples. I also wrote setting up so it's easy to begin. For example, I have all these lights around me, blue, orange, some white light over there. Sometimes it's a real headache to set all these up. A lot of content creators have this remote. They just click the remote and all of the lights around just turn on first from one button. And I can imagine that is so easy to just start recording. There's so little resistance. And that's a luxury because you've put in the work beforehand to set all this up. And when you have that remote, it's luxurious to just click that and then have everything set up. And sure, yes, you can say, oh, it's expensive to get lights or it costs money to get the remote, but the point is not spending the money to get the remote or the lights or the camera setup. It's just the action of being able to pick, I'm ready to record, camera's on, lights are on, I'm ready, the chair's here. And that's only something that happens when you put in the initial forethought and the effort to set everything up. Another example is, this is a good one. No food in the car or room or place, so you can never worry about having to clean up later. You see ads for cleaning up a wine spill. My question is, how did it get there in the first place? And sure, it could be reasonable, but at the same time, you're drinking wine near the sofa, why? Drink the wine in the kitchen. The kitchen's more suited for, you got, at least more cleanable surface than a cloth couch or a carpet. And in the car's case, you can tell your friends, you can tell your family, hey, I'm not letting food in my car. And it's nothing against your friends or family or maybe even yourself. It's just so much nicer to live a life where you don't have to clean sticky drink stains from the bottom of your car. That's luxurious. That ability to say no. And some people, so especially sometimes myself, have a really tough time saying no to people. And this could not just be rules in your own car, but rules on your time, which we'll talk about. The strength, the ability, the confidence to say no to someone, that is really powerful. And that actually is a luxury in itself. Another line I wrote is keeping extra pens in stock ready to go. My favorite brand of pens is called Muji. I use the .38 size. I use this pen for everything. I like to double cross. I don't have a flare pen with me right now, but I like to hold my pens like this and then switch them around so I can write in two different colors, black and whatever flare pen I have that day. These Muji pens, while they're super nice, they tend to run out also fairly quickly, like between like 3 weeks to 5 weeks time. And one thing that I feel is luxurious about, almost in the vein of being prepared and having things set up, is that I have extra pens whenever I need it. I take notes for these videos, right? And when I just a couple of minutes ago, this pen was drying out. I'm like, oh well, I have extra pens literally 5 feet from my desk, right over there, and I can go get a new pen and then right back to it. I also keep Q-tips between a reachable radius from me whenever I need it. Like literally right here. That's I wear AirPods all the time, so having this is really important to me. Even in my other study setup in the other room, open the drawer, there's like a whole treasure trove of Q-tips waiting for me. That's luxurious because set that up. Having to get up from the desk, go who knows where to find scavenge honestly for a Q-tip in this house with so many people in it. It's no, I have a place for things and I keep it organized there and I know where it is. That's luxurious and not having anyone mess with it. That too. Another point is time, and I kind of been dancing around this topic, I think, but time is, I wrote, time is the only thing everyone has the same of. Watch where you spend it. Uh, well, what's a broke man and a rich man have in common? It's they were obviously the answer is time, right? They have the same amount, but also when the rich man, when he was at some point, he was broke, and they have the same amount of time. And obviously, it's not true for all people's cases, but I feel that a lot of people are spending their time up in the air. I mean, I certainly do, right? But spending all of your time on things that don't amount to what's really important, it's a tragedy. That's the currency that you have equal amounts of, and it's so valuable. It's even more valuable when you're broke, because that's the only resource you have. You say you're a video game, like you have diamonds, iron, gold, emeralds. When you're broke, you only really have one. It's time, and you're giving it to someone else. You're giving it to some distraction. You need that time to invest in yourself, and it's honestly nowadays a luxury to even be able to control that, which is so ironic. Things like YouTube, some company is buying your time. How crazy is that? How crazy? Ah, man, we don't even own our own time anymore. I mean, obviously you can. You can grab it by the horns and reel it into, mold it into something that's actually useful to you. You just need that discipline to do that. But I just wanted to rant on time. Let's go to another example of luxury. Investing effort and time into a skill that you can pull it out later. Recently, I've been into painting. Here's one painting, my recent one that I did. The recent one that I'm willing to show people. Yeah, here it is. And I feel like investing in a skill like painting, it doesn't have to be painting, it's just anything, right? But investing in a skill like this, I mean, at any point in my life later, I can just pull out this iPad and then draw it, like use this skill. It's whatever skill it is, investing in it and then having the luxury of being able to use it at a decent level. That is some luxury, huh? Especially if it's useful, I don't know how useful painting is, but I feel like in my time, I'll be using that skill for quite a few things. We'll see where that goes. Enjoying a cheap plane ticket within yourself. So, people will complain. And this is so funny, too. The way they set up the airplane, right, is that they put the first class at the front. And everyone's got to walk through that first class and see what it's like to sit there. That is so brutal, man. Like they could load people in from their respective positions, but no, they walk people through everyone through that same spot, and they see the first class seats. Uh, that's kind of brutal. But within yourself, you can still allow yourself to enjoy the ride that you have. Yeah, sure, it sucks that the food is not good or the leg room. I don't. For me personally, I don't really understand why people complain about the leg room, but I guess it is a thing. Um, but you can choose within yourself to enjoy the flight. Like, where are you going? Why are you on the plane in the first place? Enjoy the fact that you're not spending an extra $4,000 on the next class. And really, another really important point I wrote under that is surrounding yourself with people that won't complain. There's like this TikTok or shorts, whatever, of this 14, well, maybe not 14, a bit older actually, boy, kicking and screaming that when he found out his parents didn't buy like the first class ticket, they bought an economy class. And he was really, really upset. Yeah, sure, that's like a family context, but also if you're flying with friends or even in your family, like at some point when you have a certain degree of freedom, not just in planes, but in general in life, group projects, in the goals that you're trying to attain, school. Surround yourself with people who are reasonable, who you vibe with, not only just in the sense that you're able to talk to them, but they are positive. They will make you feel like more free than more restricted. And I feel that's important for being able to live happy. You surround yourself with people who complain, who say, I'm unhappy, not just with the position I'm in life currently, but just generalized unhappiness is so bad. Because not only is there no target, there's no like solution, bro. Of course, not all people are like this, but if you are surrounded by, or even have one person in your life who is like this, luxury is being able to stop being in contact with those people. And honestly, it's a very important luxury. Because again, some people are not able to say no, but also just to grow, for you to grow, you can't have those kind of people around you anymore. It's it will grind you. It will just grind you. Another thing is, yeah, saying no to people. Yeah, that's like someone asks for your time. No, I don't want to be there. No, it's like a very Alex Ramosi thing. One thing I think I mentioned this to you guys before, but one thing is like if it's your family, I don't know. Alex Ramosi will say no to his family. I don't know. My family, I guess, is kind of cool, but also I don't like even my family a lot, but it's still kind of an obligation, responsibility for me. I'm still thinking about the family bit. I don't know. I still feel, the Bible says honor your father and mother. That's a line. That's the Bible. You can't cross that line. So, I mean, at least I refuse to cross that line. So I don't know, family, but still, certain friends, get them out, bro. Just get them out. I drew a little line here that just says, keeping content intake in your mind's texture clean. That is a very good point off that. The internet. The internet. YouTube algorithm can, it's great because it shows stuff that you want to watch, but sometimes other people can introduce certain media into your life you just don't want to be a part of. Sometimes you can see things you just don't want to see. Like I personally don't want to see horror movies. I don't want to think about horror games, anything horror related. I'll keep my mind free of those things as much as I can. And that's an area of my life I'm able to control. My online experience. Discord servers. I don't like something, like first post, it's gone. I just leave the server. Like it's not part of my life anymore. In terms of keeping content or keeping your environment clean, just like how you want to remove people from your life who make or are just generally miserable, you want to remove media from your life that you just don't want to be a part of. Keep that online space clean. Keep your YouTube clean. The algorithm can suddenly change with just 2 or 3 videos. So if you actually want, you can go into your YouTube history and X out those videos that you don't want showing up in your feed, and that can be so good for the controlling your internet diet. Another thing I've been considering for myself lately is to make a separate account for certain videos I want to watch. For example, I can have a YouTube account that watches only camera, film related type videos. And then I can have another account where I watch art related videos. That's actually an idea I had today. And I think I'm going to do that because I can have 2 separate spaces. I think that'd be really cool. And maybe another account for entertainment. I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. Another example I wrote is minimum steps to complete a task. I mentioned the lights with the remote, but another thing is, for example, I wrote, you don't need to go to the library to focus on homework, and instead you have the ability to just focus at home. My sister came back from school last Wednesday, and she said, I want to go to the library. I need to study in a public place. My friend, this person, goes to the library every day, and she spends 3 hours studying and doing her homework, and I want to be just like her because she's able to focus so well at the library. But I think luxury, in a sense, is just saying, or being able to, I guess luxury does have a cost because some people are just not able to focus in their own house, not have to drive however many minutes it does take to go to the library, not having to, for her case, rely on me to drive her. In my case, not having to drive her in the first place. In Iman Godzi video, talked about how he sets his clothes the night before, and that just shows it's like a luxury of not having to think about it in the morning. Of course, there's other things behind it like discipline and planning and being intentional, aka intentionality. But it's luxury. These things, preparedness, ease of use, that's luxury. Now, I'm going to transition the video to another idea of luxury within the Bible that I've been thinking about a lot. But here it is. Exodus chapters 26 and 27. These chapters, I can actually look at it from here, are talking about the building of the tabernacle. So as you would know, the Israelites were in Exodus, right? They were traveling where the Lord wanted them to go, and the Lord instructed them to build a tabernacle for His glory. Obviously, His glory. And God proceeds to give the Israelites 2 chapters worth of instruction, and actually even more than that. Actually, it's a very long stretch of instructions on how to build. And the most intriguing thing to me is the repeated use of acacia wood, gold, purple. Purple is an expensive dye back then. Linen, heavy curtains, silver, bronze, fire pans. I'm just looking at this this passage, and there's so many luxurious items. Like this is like, and now this is luxury. Like back then, this is expensive things that they're decorating this tabernacle with. Why? Why did God instruct them? Because this tabernacle is supposed to be portable, and then you're asking them to have 5 beams of acacia wood, not only on one side but on both sides, like east. It's amazing. Like 5 of those on the other side, verse 27, chapter 26, and 5 for the frames on the west at the far end of the tabernacle. And that's like just one verse, like beams of wood, and we want them to carry around. Like, what is happening? I've had a couple interpretations of this. I don't remember them because when I came to this conclusion, I'm like, that is such so that is such a character of God reading that I came up with, and here it is. God can instruct us to do things that we're just confused about. That is something we don't want to do, something that seems difficult, that seems tedious, seems annoying, that seems expensive. In I guess not only just in the monetary sense, but also in a time sense, and we might not want to do it. But at the end of building this tabernacle, I can imagine these guys being done, finally, walking in the tabernacle, looking around and going, oh my God. Oh my God. How beautiful, how exquisite the tabernacle is. And I'm sure his glory was truly there in that tabernacle. Obviously in spirit, but also just in the beauty of the work. They got expert craftsmen to carve decorations for this. And for the Israelites, the priests see what was in that tabernacle. And here's the kicker, right? What is glorious in our eyes does not hold a candle to what God wants to do and what God can do through us. His vision is so much more glorious than what we have, what we can imagine. And that is so cool. And his idea of luxury is so much more luxurious than ours. And I guess I want to leave you with that. His vision is glorious, is luxurious, and do your part to follow, because he's got a luxurious plan for you too. I'll see you guys around.